Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Adam from TXR6. Hope you're all doing fantastic on this lovely, what appears to be a lovely so far Saturday morning here in the UK. The sun is shining. Well, it is where I am anyway, so that puts me in a great mood. So today we're going to carry on my sort of collab series with other breeders, just asking them what the reptile community means to them. It's very interesting to hear people's points of views, and a lot of them are very similar, but sometimes some breeders can throw up some information and some details about their experiences which is completely unique and different to everybody else. So I'm very proud to introduce Matthew from SPR Pythons, who is today going to give us his take on what the reptile community means to him, what got him involved, what keeps him there, who inspires him, maybe his goals and aspirations for the future. So I'm very happy to have Matthew on today's video, and in return I'm going to be jumping on one of his videos coming up, discussing a topic that he wants to cover also. Now, the reptile community, guys, can mean a lot, it can mean different things to different people. It can mean a lot to some people, and it can, not mean quite as much to others. It sort of depends how deep you are within the hobby, if that makes sense, how committed you are, how much you put into your collection, and how much you've invested, how much time you put in. So it can have different sort of reasons and different variations of meaning to different people. So I'm going to be going around asking a lot of breeders, and we've got some big breeders in the pipeline as well. Just waiting for them to get the time to actually record a little segment for me to throw into one of my videos. But Matthew was pretty quick. When I asked him to do it, he had his footage over to move in a couple of days. So thank you very much for that, buddy. I really do appreciate that. And I've looked at the footage already, and your reasons are absolutely fantastic. It was really good to watch and sort of understand where you're coming from, as not necessarily a new breeder, but a new sort of up-and-coming YouTuber, if that's fair. Great channel, fantastic content, animals absolutely insane, beautiful animals. Matthew only really works with pied and the pied gene, whether it be through visual or through hets. So some amazing things to come from Matthew, in the future. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he can produce. I'm very much looking forward to meeting up with him again in April, I believe, at the Doncaster Reptile Show. First one of the year. And on that note, guys, it is January now, so if you're a member of the IHS, don't forget you need to renew your membership to get that sort of discounted entry, an early entry into the shows. So that being said, let's take a look at why Matthew loves being in the reptile community and what it means to him.
Hello everyone, if you don't know me, I'm Matt from SPR Pythons. Adam's asked me to do a little bit today talking about what the reptile community means to me, how I got into this, what keeps me in it, and sort of who I look up to. So that's what I'm going to do for him today. So I've got my pastel pied out because those of you that know me, and if you don't know me, you're about to find out. Pied is my speciality. It's all I work with. I absolutely love the gene. And so what does the community mean to me? It sort of gives me an escape. So for example, in 2019, I've had a bit of a tough year personally. Every time I came into this room and I got to work with these animals, pairing them, cleaning them, everything, it's just an escape from what's going on in my personal life, because I get to work with such amazing animals. And the next thing for me would be the platform. This gives me a platform to develop my people skills, and also develop sort of my confidence, especially regarding YouTube more recently. It's given me sort of the platform to do that, which I really appreciate, because obviously I can use that in my personal life as well. And then finally, it has to be the passion. What it really means to me is the ability to create goals, and every time I achieve that goal, there's another one that I want to achieve around the corner. And so that's what keeps me going, and that's why I really do love doing this, and so that's what it means to me. What got me into it, if you really want to find out the long sort of story, you can go onto my own channel, not a self-promotion, but it's just, it's where I've posted this video on myself. It's called sort of SPR Pythons, a collection of history. But in the long and short of it, I used to go around collecting geckos and grass snakes and things like that from my garden, and from my nan's allotments and stuff like that. And that's what really got me into the sort of the idea of reptiles at first. And then 2013, it really sort of kick-started when I bred some corn snakes with my auntie, and I kept one of them. That was my first snake, and I fell in love ever since. And then I got into the Royals, and sort of from 2018 to now I've established SPR Pythons collection, and that's where we are today. And I wouldn't have it any other way. As I say, I absolutely love what I do. So what keeps me in it is, as I mentioned slightly in the why I love it, is that ability to finish one goal and then move straight on to the next one. It's never ending. Once you think you've finished everything, something else pops up. And that's what makes it super exciting for me. I love never having sort of a complete end goal, but instead working towards one goal that I know after that is going to be another one. For me, I love that. And then the other thing is definitely the people. I've met easily my best friends in this hobby. And if I was to leave the hobby, not that I ever want to, if I was to ever leave the hobby, I'd leave those friendships behind, and I just can't do that now. I have truly made my best friends in this hobby, and I absolutely owe this hobby for that. So that's probably what keeps me in it the most, apart from the animals themselves. And then finally, just a little bit to touch upon who's helped me and who I look up to for you, Adam. I would say I have to mention the likes of Debbie Davis and Ryan Fowler. So Ryan Fowler's been with me ever since day one, and then Debbie Davis more recently, sort of from May, I would say, in 2018 when I picked up my first Pyth from her, has been with me ever since. They've really sort of seen me through the whole process of developing this collection, and I owe a lot to them. Other people that I have to shout out, Darren and Eric, that'll come as no surprise to anyone that knows me and watches my channel. Yes, they've given me lots of advice. You know, we talk on the phone sort of weekly, monthly, and always talk about snakes. And the other thing that people might not know necessarily about them is that they pretty much introduced me to everyone, especially at the shows, Doncaster shows that is. They introduced me to you, Adam. They introduced me to the likes of Kyle, Nesbitt, Robert Nash, Paul Milner, sort of some of the people that I consider really close friends, and just generally other people as well, to be honest. And it's really sort of, I owe a lot to them for that. And then finally, yourself, Adam. You know, you helped me at the start when I sort of started establishing this channel, gave me some advice, but also sort of have to say I have to look up to Billy, which again comes as no surprise to people that work in this hobby, or, you know, love this hobby. His charisma is absolutely incredible, and the way he keeps his audience entertained is truly admirable. I can't say that. But otherwise, in terms of the breeding, you know, in the UK, I look up to people like Alan Arif, probably, Paul Milner, sort of on a wider scale. As I mentioned in our video on my channel, you know, Florian, Martin Ender, and then across the seas, I mean, of course, it's going to be Justin, isn't it? Let's be honest. But that was just a little segment talking about the reptile community and what it means to me. I really hope you've enjoyed listening to my little section, and I'll pass you on to whoever now, whether that be Adam or someone else. And yeah, just thank you again, Adam, for letting me have this platform. And yeah, have a good one, guys.
So there we go, guys. That was Matthew from SPR Pythons giving us his take on the reptile community, what keeps him in it, what got him started, the people he looks up to. It was a really good watch there, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. And it's very interesting to see, you know, to hear from Matthew about some of the people that's helped him in the community, because a lot of those people have helped me also. Some fantastic names there, you know, without a doubt. And if you're just getting into the community or getting into the hobby, whether it just be, you know, the reptile keeping side or the YouTube side or a combination of both, definitely reach out to some of those people, because there's some really key people in the hobby. You know, especially Paul Milner from Urban Constrictors and Darren and Eric from Neighbours Constrictors. There's some key people, and they're also people that I look up to as well. Great collections, great facilities. Great, you know, fantastic sort of potential. Cannot wait to see what these guys produce in the next year or so. So if you're really starting out, you know, go and grab those people, go and look at their channels, go and look at their social media. It really will help you out. It's helped me out a hell of a lot. And I'm an established breeder, I've been doing this a long time, but even to this day I'm always learning something new. I always enjoy, you know, looking at other people, what they create, because in my experience, you know, if I'm stuck on a project, if I've got a certain male or a certain female and I'm not quite sure what to do with that project or that gene, you look at other people, some of the people that you look up to, and see what they're doing with the gene, and you think, wow, you know, I can see why they're doing that. You know, that can create some fantastic looking babies. Maybe I can do that, or maybe if I do that but then change up that and switch that gene for that gene. So it gives you ideas all the time, so it's always sort of beneficial to keep in contact with these people and keep up to date with what they're doing through their social media, through their websites, through meeting them in person at the shows. So just a phone call or a text. You know, a lot of these people, if they're any sort of decent breeder or hobbyist, they're gonna take the time to speak to you. If you've got genuine questions, genuine queries, you will get some people that just want to talk to you if you're spending money with them. A fantastic example of that is how Gavin from Balls to You got the name Balls to You. Years ago, he reached out to someone for some advice and didn't really want to help him unless he spent money with them, and he came up with the name Balls to You, which is fantastic. Anyway, that's another story. But the concept's still the same, guys. Any proper breeder that's worth their weight in gold will give up their time, you know, to the best of their ability, obviously, to give you any advice, answer your questions, whether you're spending money with them or whether you're not. Guys, you know me, I'm here. If you need to reach out to me, please feel free to do so. I'm always too happy to help. I will never charge for my advice, or never say you got to spend money before I can help you. You know, proper breeders won't do that. And if they do, stay clear of them because they're not worth the hassle. So guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Matthew, thank you so much for jumping on board with this. You know, your insight was fantastic and it was really enjoyable to watch. I hope you guys will jump over to Matthew's channel if you haven't done already. Give him a follow because he's doing really well. And you can see he was really shy at the beginning doing his videos, and he's just changed completely. He's a different person now. When I watch his channel, he is so comfortable, so confident now, and really enjoys, you know, what he does, and really enjoys sharing with you guys his passion for these absolutely amazing animals. So guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of the weekend. I'm going to spend it with the family. Like I said, it's lovely weather for this time of year. It's January and the sun's shining. That's just bizarre, but I'm going to spend some time with the family now. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to see you guys very soon. Please don't forget to subscribe, not just to me but to Matthew as well. Hit that like button, ting that notification bell, and I will see you very soon.